Good afternoon, Sooner fans, on a Monday afternoon where we are here to talk all things Sooner softball. And we are hoping to have a decision by Kern by the time we were filming this video, but that has not come in yet. It's looking like it's going to be probably Stanford or OU on if you're following kind of what she's posted on Twitter. So as of right now, that answer is not in. So today here, guys, we're going to be doing a OU Sooner softball roster breakdown where we look at every Sooner softball player that will be on campus next season. That means everyone that's committed through the portal, the 4 signees that will be freshmen next year, and then, of course, all the girls that are coming back from last year's team. We're going to talk about where they're going to play and what we see maybe as possibilities moving into next year where they are be playing live there at Love Stadium in Norman. Exciting times there, and we're going to just break that down for you right now. So let's get started with probably the captain obvious things, which is the starting lineup, because it's pretty loaded, guys. So let's start with the captain obvious picks of where everyone will be slotted in, that what we think.
I guess we got to get it started off with Jada Coleman in the one hole. Nothing else to talk about that. The two hole, I would expect Tiara Jennings to be there once again, but the 3 and the 4 hole is where some question is at, because I would say actually in the 4 hole, I would expect it to be Kenzie Hansen in the 4 hole.
Right, and I expect Brito to be in the 3 spot because honestly, Gasso likes to switch around lineups anyway. So
yeah, that's what I was going to say. We're probably not going to be able to project kind of the batting order, just because there was times last year Grace Lyons was bat 3rd and then she bat 9th the next game.
Right.
So I don't know really. I think we could kind of. I think your obvious, like you said, the captain obvious is Jada and Tiara 1-2. I think those are pretty much for sure. And I think Riley Boone's going to be in the 9 hole, and I don't know if that's going to change. She was just such a huge contributor in that position, almost like another leadoff, like a back-to-back leadoff hitter coming from the 9 to the 1. So I don't think that'll change. I mean, I was looking at it kind of position-wise, and you got your obvious, kind of like Jackson said. You got your captain obvious here. You got catcher Kenzie Hansen. You got first base. I would say it's probably going to be Sydney Sanders. You got second base Tiara Jennings. You got shortstop. We'll talk about in a minute. Third base Elisa Brito. And then your outfielders, you got Jada Coleman in center, Riley Boone in left, and then in right, that's another one that we're going to talk about. So I think those 7 positions that I mentioned are pretty much locks, right? So then I think we kind of go from there. And maybe, I don't know if the best way to do this is probably let's talk about the ones that were on the squad last year that just didn't get a whole lot of playing time. And probably the first one we could talk about, Lilio Jackson. Lilio got some pinch hit at bats and stuff like that. But what do we know about her?
Well, as you said, she got 40 at bats last year. She had an average of 275. So really, no, she didn't have a lot of opportunity. So you can't really say really what her ceiling is in this lineup. But she did hit 1 home run, had 9 RBIs. Drew 11 walks and 40 at bats, so that shows the kind of eye she has. Almost an on base percentage of 500, 442. So she got on base about half the time, and she's someone that I think will probably see quite a bit more opportunity this year with just so much more. I wouldn't say with Grace Lyons gone, it will open up the opportunity for her to have the chance to play at short, or whether they want to play Tiara Jennings at shortstop, put Lilio at our main position at second.
Yeah, I don't think Tiara Jennings will move. That's just me, unless maybe they get Kern. But I just don't see Tiara Jennings moving over to shortstop. I just think she's so good at second base, and I really do think Avery Hodge, guys, is a good shortstop. And just looking at her high school career and her travel team ball, she's a really athletic shortstop. She's a really good player, and I think Avery Hodge, which is another one that was on the team last year, that they got a lot of pinch running opportunities. I don't know if we have her stats pulled up, but I think she's going to be the one to watch for this year. Actually, is Avery Hodge at shortstop.
I mean, I could see Tiare sliding to shortstop, actually. I think that is a possibility. And we haven't mentioned Brito either. I don't know if she would possibly move to short, but Jennings can play shortstop. We do know this. And I think that depends on some of these new girls because, or the ones like you mentioned, Lilio has played second base. So there are some opportunities and shuffling that can happen between short and second with Hodge, Jennings, Lilio. The other question mark is right field.
Yeah, and with Jocelyn leaving, I mean, what
I'm
are
going
you
to
going to have?
throw one of the
Torres?
new names in.
Yeah, with Jocelyn Erickson.
Torres.
I think right. Torres can play it. We know what she did last year, but she could also be the extra hitter. And
what do y'all know about
someone
Core?
like
Hannah Core.
She plays in the outfield.
I know she's an outfielder. I don't even know if she got in that bat last year. I'd have to look.
No, she was hurt, Jay.
Yeah, she was hurt all
Okay.
last year.
So we don't know a whole lot about her.
Maya Bland is the one that I could see playing some outfield immediately, honestly.
Yeah, and let's talk about those four coming in. You got Maya Bland, you got Pickering, you got the Hawaiian girl. I think it's
Parker.
McEnroe. I can't remember her name. Anybody remember that one?
Nelly McEnroe Marinus. I probably said that wrongly.
Oh, I think that's right, Jackson.
She's from Hawaii, but she also played a lot of travel ball and got tons of time. And Gasso's really high on her as well. But 3 of the 4 girls coming in next year as freshmen are left-handed hitters.
Yeah,
so I think that's good. I think to have the options. Yeah, and Maya Bland, I know, solid in the outfield. Every one of those girls coming in were 3 out of the 4 were top 15 girls in the country. So these girls can play ball.
Yeah, and I don't know if we mentioned Ella Parker. She's another one coming in. But, yeah, those 4, very highly recruited, very talented girls. And it would not be the first time a freshman comes in and plays quite a bit for any of those girls to come in and play. So I think any one of those, I mean, Maya Bland, I believe Patty Gasso talked about her as kind of a little similar to Riley Boone as far as she can lay down a bunt or she can swing away. She's a very good outfielder. The one I'm thinking is Pickering, I believe. Is Pickering. She's the outfielder. I think I could see one of them taking over for Coleman after next year as the center fielder. Coleman's got one more year and then she's gone. And so I could very much see that. I think it's Pickering that Gasso talked about how she leads from the outfield. She's a very good leader from out there. So maybe she could be the one that would take over for that position.
I actually do have the exact quote that Patty Gasso said about Cassidy Pickering.
Okay.
And it says, Cassidy is one of the best outfielders in the country. She's strong on both sides of the ball. Her defense is exceptional in the outfield, and she's well known for her bat and the ability to change the game in one swing. She has good power, contact, and has very few strikeouts. Additionally, one thing that attracted me to Cassidy was her ability to lead from
there. It
out.
is.
Her teammates look up to her and follow her as a captain.
Sounds like a Jada Coleman 2.0 there, guys.
Yeah.
Right, but I mean, she can maybe her and Maya
really
Bland may split some.
Yeah, I can't really compare.
Her and Maya Bland may split. Her and Maya Bland may split some time in right. Just to get some playing time in right field. If Torres is going to be the extra hitter.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. What do y'all think of Torres defensively last year out there?
I thought she did pretty well for a transfer.
She was solid. Obviously, she's not the most athletic player compared to Jada Coleman and Riley Boone because they're athletic specimens in the outfield. But I think she's solid enough defensively that you can keep her out in right field and not have much to worry about.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what about Ella Parker? We didn't talk a whole lot about her. She's coming in. Another highly touted, highly recruited girl. So,
Ella Parker, she is out of let me find it.
She's Texas, I think.
Los Angeles, California.
Oh, she's a Cali girl. Okay.
Yes. Her 2022 season at Notre Dame High School, she had a batting average of .651.
Sick. I mean, she was very highly recruited. All
That's
these girls were.
it.
He pitched for 34 innings and had a 2.04 ERA.
Yeah, but she's not coming in to pitch.
No, yes.
She's one of those that can play all around. I think she can play outfield, infield, wherever. So here's the deal. I mean, this year they brought a lot back, OU does. But next year is when they're going to lose quite a bit of their, what I would say is their leadership and just kind of the people that have been there for a while. Because you look at it after next year, that's when they're going to lose TRA, Coleman, Riley Boone, Kenzie Hansen. I mean, that's why I think you're going to see probably this year. I think Patty will play quite a bit of the youngsters because they're losing so much the next year. So some of these people like Avery Hodge and these ones that were on the team this last year are going to play. But also I think some of these incoming freshmen will see some playing time quite a bit because I think you got to prepare these girls for the next year. And you got to have a replacement second baseman after Tiara Jennings leaves. Same with Coleman. Same with Riley Boone. So I think it's going to be an interesting year in that aspect because we're going to see a lot more maybe rotational people getting in.
Yeah, and the other thing is, I mean, pitching staff-wise, they're probably in better position for the future than they are maybe in as far as because they got a lot of young talent pitching that's already – Kirsten Dill played quite a bit last year. You know she's going to pitch quite a bit this year. She can definitely be an ace in the future. So the one, like you said, I expect Bland, Pickering, some of these young ones really to get on the field early and often.
Have you guys seen Maya Bland's film?
No.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, I know that
She's
Patty
good.
Gasso compared her to Riley Boone, as
Yeah.
Jason said. What she's just has so much versatility, and we've seen that with these players that Patty Gasso's brought in, whether they can play multiple positions in the infield or outfield, or they can pitch and catch. I mean, it's just that there's really no player is defined to one position only, and I think that's what makes Oklahoma so hard to game plan against because they have so many girls that can do so many different things.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
So,
Hey, and honestly, yeah, go ahead.
So if we get Kern, Jennings will move to shortstop. If
I wouldn't count on that either. I don't know if Jennings is moving. I mean, I just don't. She might. I don't know if anybody knows that yet, but she might. I don't know. The current thing's so up in the air, and I'm kind of leaning Stanford's probably going to get her, but we'll see. We also didn't talk about the new portal girl that came in. How do you pronounce her name?
Riley Ludlam.
Yeah, so catcher, probably be backing up Kenzie Hansen there. So that's another one. But let's talk about the pitching staff for a minute, guys. With the transfer, you got two that came in, Monticelli and Keeney. Keeney especially is experienced. I mean, 261 innings last year. You got Nicole May, and then you got Kirsten Deal and S.J. Guerin. And that's 5 pitchers, guys. And 3 of them with May, Monticelli, and Keeney all have quite some experience. But then you got Guerin which I'd have to look, but I don't know if she pitched at all last year.
no,
What's that?
she redshirted.
Okay, and then you got Kirsten Deal, who did pitch some, and we saw a little bit of flashes from her. So it'll be interesting. I think Guerin to me is one that's kind of under the radar. I think she's going to kind of surprise some people next year. I think after we got these 2 transfers, I think people are kind of maybe pushing her down the list for the pitchers, but I would not do that. I think she's very talented, guys, extremely talented. You know, she played with Avery Hodge on the travel team, I believe. And she talked about Avery Hodge, how talented she is. So it'll be interesting to see how they use that rotation. I know this last year, obviously, you had the three rotation, the 3-headed monster, I would call it, with Jordy Ball, Storako, and Nicole May in the regular season. Obviously, in the postseason, they leaned on Ball. But the regular season, it was those 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I also think that, as you said, with S.J. Guerin maybe getting thrown down the depth chart, just by the assumption, because Oklahoma had brought in these two transfers, that she's not going to get the opportunity to contribute. I think she will get the opportunity at the beginning of the year, especially in the fall when they do their inner team scrimmage. It's called the Battle Series, I believe. So
Yeah.
it's just that's when players prove themselves. That's where really Kirsten Deal last year earned a little bit of trust from Patty Gasso at points, was in that Battle Series. So can SJ Guerin do it? Yes. I mean, but I think that I would expect Oklahoma to have a pitching by committee to start the season next year, with them just having so many good options to go to. It feels like every year we're talking about Oklahoma's pitching staff is just getting deeper and deeper and deeper, guys. And you
The
already talked,
pitching coach, man.
yeah,
Yeah.
you talk about them losing a generational talent like Jordy Ball, and them having the opportunity or them replacing her with two transfers, and we're feeling just as good about the pitching staff. If not
Well,
even
and
better
it's not just the transfers. You got Guerin
Yeah.
and Gill, who are very talented too. So
And you got Lowry coming in. Is it Lowry that's coming in 2025?
Yeah.
Number one in the country, correct?
Yep.
So, and honestly, guys, we don't know how many years Gasso has left. Is something that's probably got to be thought about. I mean, she's going to move into the new stadium. It's pretty clear, probably JT Gasso is going to be the next coach there in Norman. I mean, I would guess, right? DJ Gasso. Did I say JT?
no, JT's correct.
Oh, you
Okay, yeah.
DJ's at Arkansas.
DJ's at Arkansas, yeah. But and no need to talk about Gasso leaving right now because she already said she's got a few more years in her. But this year, with what they'll have coming there, and last year they had the three-headed monster pitchers, and then they had four deep if you go Kirsten Deal. This year they're legitimately easily five deep, easily, with Guerin and Deal, because Guerin and Deal are so good.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not talking about a run of the mill.
We haven't seen Guerin perform on the field yet. I no doubt believe that she has all this talent if she came to OU, but she just got to get that experience, get that development on the field.
So we'll start with Braden. Let's start with Braden. Who are you most excited to see next year on the field? That maybe didn't play a lot this year.
Torres.
Yeah, but she played a lot.
Not Torres. Lilio.
Okay. And you think she'll be playing second base though?
I mean,
He could be the extra hitter too.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't.
EP too.
I'm kind of wondering if she's going to get a lot of playing time this year. I don't know. I would lean to Avery Hodge. Avery Hodge, to me, is I think, and this is just my opinion, it may be totally wrong, but I think she's going to be one of the next great players at OU. I really do. And she's gonna play shortstop, I believe, and she's gonna be there for the next 3 years, and she's gonna have an outstanding career. She's a very athletic, and I just see her. I mean, I'm excited to watch her in the Nationals with Team USA alongside Kenzie Hansen and Sydney Sanders, guys. I'm interested to see what she's gonna do in that. So,
what about you, Jackson?
I was going to say, give me all the hype surrounding Maya Bland. True freshman coming in. That Patty Gasso quote, comparing her to Riley Boone, talk about the athleticism, the bat. She can do it all, and I think she's someone she's too good at too many things to keep off the field in year one.
Hey, Jay.
Yeah.
You know who might be really good next year?
Who's that?
Sid Sanders.
Well, I think Sid Sanders will be. I got a question for all y'all after Jeremy answers who he's looking most excited for.
I tell you who I am, and Maya Bland was up there for me, but it's Cassidy Pickering, just because of how big of a bat she's got and the defensive side. OU was great on defense last year. They rarely make errors. So, if you can handle the glove like that, you're going to get the playing time. And the fact that she can just go yard, that's something that they'll need as far as another weapon in the repertoire.
Well, and that's a good transition, Jeremy. Before we transition, if you're watching this, please subscribe to the channel. You don't want to miss what we have coming on the content, so please subscribe. But Jeremy, you're talking about power hitter there in Pickering, and she can go yard at any moment. And so my question for y'all is, obviously 2 years ago you had Allo. Last year it was kind of I would say it was spread out more with the power hitters.
Yeah.
But who is going to lead this OU team next year in home runs? Who's it going to be?
TRA.
They're so loaded, guys. They are. The amount of bombs that's going to be hit at Love Field is
Who do you
unbelievable.
think? Well, who did you? You're saying they're so loaded. So who are you saying that's loaded compared that wasn't there last year? That's gonna.
No, I'm saying the one with Coleman, Brito, TRA, and Kenzie Hansen. That's 4 bombers right there.
Really. When I was looking at it, what they lost in
Sydney
home
Sanders
runs,
is another one.
what they lost in home runs was really. You had Grace Lyons. I don't know how many she hit, and then Erickson. And Erickson, that's why I think Pickering Jeremy's a good pick on that, because Erickson came in as a true freshman and she played and she was hitting bombs, and Pickering will get some playing time. I believe with you there. I'm with you.
Yeah.
What about you, Jackson?
I would, I don't really know if I could say one player. Obviously, I would think the obvious choice is Tiara Jennings, really, just because of the prowess she has for stepping up in such big moments, being able to hit the bombs when OU needs it the most. But, I think we'll see a new Sydney Sanders. I do. And I think she was brought in to bring out more power to replace kind of what Jocelyn Allo did. But obviously, she's not Jocelyn Allo. So I think Sydney Sanders will lead the team in home runs next year.
Yeah.
There you have it, guys. That is a 2024 Sooner softball roster breakdown. And like Jason said, please subscribe to this channel. He hinted at some things that we'll be having with some giveaways, with I know some interviews that we will be having coming up about Sooner softball that you will not want to miss. These interviews of these girls that we will have on this podcast. So what are you waiting for? Hit the subscribe button, turn on your notifications, follow us, comment, like our podcast. We're excited to be here covering Sooner softball.
Yeah.
And we don't want you to miss out.
Hey, Jeremy, I'd like to see in the comments who our viewers think is going to lead the team in home runs next year. I'd like to see what the majority is.
Yeah.
I think it's very interesting because it is going to be spread out. So I'd like the viewers to comment, tell us who they think. So,
all right.
Anything
Until
else,
next
guys?
time, guys.
All right.
Boomer.
Boomer.